Hey guys, Spudcubs here, and I just wanted to address a little bit of a concern I had with my last video. Now, someone had brought up that they don't like my negativity and my bitching about a feature in From the Depths that was very core. It was a core feature. So a long time ago, once upon a time, we had wheels in From the Depths in the air section, but they didn't do anything. And then one day, Nick decided to update the wheels, and we got working wheels, and everyone was happy, and everyone was making cool little cars and everything. I remember having some faster vehicles. I made a multiplayer PvP mod called Spud Mod. It was really just a map, but it was with a lot of smaller vehicles. It was trying to emulate Half-Life 2 Empires mod or something along the lines of Battlefield, but with blocks. Back then, wheels were quite faster. I believe they put out quite a bit more force, if I'm not mistaken, because I remember land vehicles being able to go 20, 30 meters per second easily. Now, this is the smallest, most aerodynamic land vehicle I've ever made, and it only goes 8 meters per second. It's obviously not limited by the engine because the engine has enough power. These wheels are on max drive force. I believe it's just not wanting to go anywhere. I even put a jet thruster on it just to test if it's the friction of the wheels or the drag or something else. No, everything's staying pretty put. I got a spoiler on this car. I was so excited for this. If it sounded like I was bummed out about wheels not being fast in the tank video I just published, it's because I did a whole, like, what was this? It was 1.5 hours almost. It was more than an hour of building this specific car. And I'm not talking about being bummed out about wheels because of this specific car. I'm saying just any land vehicle I want to make, I have to make it like a tracked tank. And then the more wheels you put on, the faster it goes. Because each wheel has only so much force to it, and each wheel adds more force. And because they apply just a set amount of force but take up a tiny bit of engine power, you're kind of encouraged to put a lot of them to use that engine power. And okay, what I'm about to say is a solution to a problem here. You might not see it as a problem to begin with, which is probably why there's been some negativity comments lately around my channel, is because I'm addressing some issues with From the Depths that I feel need to be addressed before the full release. I have a vested interest in keeping this game entertaining because this is my favorite game. I'm not trying to change the game in any way. I'm trying to keep it as good as it can be. And wheels, at one point, were fast and did give you the speeds. But now they don't give you the speeds. They don't give you the fasts. And so this is concerning. The solution I am proposing to this is simply make wheels generate more power based off of your engine power. This could be also applied to other propulsion components that you want to go faster. If you base it off of the size of your engine, off of engine power, and put less of a limit on how much power each wheel or thruster can hold, you can make some very powerful things. I mean, I know they're coming out with 1 meter custom jet engines soon, but it's like, you could even up normal jet engines, but just make it so they consume a wildly large amount of engine power to go faster. That within that system, it means you can make small jets with just like 1 or 2 of the small thrusters, but then the speed and the amount of thrust you're outputting is based on the engine size. As well, that would fix the problem with small vehicles, cars like this that are supposed to be small and agile, and yet their benefit is backwards on this, because the larger vehicles, the larger land units are more agile and faster because they have more force they can output with their wheels. Otherwise, I've seen even the land campaign, Ashes of the Empire, a lot of those vehicles use thrusters because the wheels just don't do it for them. If you made it so that wheels can output a ridiculous amount of thrust but use a ton of engine power, it would balance out. It would make it so that you don't need tons of wheels to go fast. You can have any amount of wheels or any amount of thrusters. It just matters how powerful your engine is, how much power you're putting into your vehicle, how big your steam engine, your fuel engine, how much of your electric engine you're using. This would make engines much more important, I feel. Again, you might not feel like this is a problem. This might not be something that affects you as a player, but think about an FTD if this were the case. Think about if thrusters and wheels and boat propellers were able to output a lot more throttle, a lot more thrust. Throttle would not be the right word. If you put more throttle in, they output a lot more thrust because you can make them, I mean, it would simulate them spinning faster, having more torque in the engine, you know, because, I mean, isn't that what having more engine power is? Having more torque in the engine? Being able to output more power from your engine? Anyway, I think that's the end of my rant. I think I've made my point pretty clear so far. I'm not trying to be negative. I want to make that clear. I'm the light, happy Spud Cubs I always was. I care about this game. I'm not trying to say, hey, guys, you're doing a bad job developing your game. I'm just trying to say, hey, maybe you're not seeing that the game's getting pulled in this one direction where if you pull it back to where it was or where it could be, it would be so much better off. Like, there wouldn't be complaints. There wouldn't be marketing problems because the game itself would become popular. You wouldn't have these poll results of how many hours do you have in the game, and then on the forum, the poll results show that there aren't really any players who have under 500 hours responding on the forums, at least. Most of the players, the majority of players, are in 1,500 hours or below. That is their range. About it would be 1,000 to 1,500 hours is where most players in FTD lie. That means FTD players that stick around have to have stuck around for a while. FTD retention rate's very low. I mean, after the first few, I guess, experimentations with vehicles and getting frustrated and saying, the game's too complicated or whatnot, who here, what now. I don't know, I'm trying to help the game. I'm trying to say, hey guys, I have some suggestions as a player who knows the game in and out, who knows games in and out, who knows the concepts of these vehicles and how the game works in and out of, I might be obsessed with the game to the point where I've studied why people like this game, why people like games like this game, what similar games have to offer that have improved upon the effectiveness of said specific game within their genre. And the suggestions I give out aren't just, hey, wouldn't it be cool if From the Depths had that? No, my suggestions are, I'm not going to say anything until I've thought it out for at least a few days. The whole ammo suggestion I've been suggesting and hammering it through like every video, I thought about that for months. Believe me, I've messaged Nick about it multiple times. And I've tried to work with the devs in finding a compromise, finding a solution, trying like a middle ground. Like, hey, what if we had put this in the game? Do you think it will work? What do you think its effects will be on the game? And normally my suggestions are ignored or met with, you're being too negative, or why are you criticizing the game if it's your favorite game, or several other measures, right? It seems to me nobody wants to listen to the negativity, the feedback, to this needle that's popping the bubble of my little game is perfect and no one can say otherwise. I believe this game can be a perfect game. I think out of any game in the world, From the Depths has the greatest potential to be near perfect. I'm just trying to help it get there. If I'm coming across as negative, feel free to talk it out with me, because as I see it, if I'm complaining about something, you know, whether I'm significant or not in the world, I'm still a voice out there in the world. I have left a negative Steam review because it's my genuine opinion of the game right now, and you can check it out on Steam. I've kind of said I'm done with this game multiple times, and then I've come back and tried to say, hey, these are the problems I feel as a player who's played the game for 4,000 hours and then left abruptly because of ongoing changes and changes that just keep coming, and me trying to push back against them with my entertainment platform with my YouTube channel, trying to say, hey guys, you know, I enjoy the game as much as the next guy, but can we tone down this and that? Because it's making the game less enjoyable. It seems like I can't say anything like that. I can't say, hey guys, so the economy system in the game is a little busted right now. I think we should introduce a new limiting factor, like maybe having ammo not regenerate infinitely, and then I get blown up at. Like, there's no problem with that. I understand that you create your art, you create your game, you create your piece, right? And that's it, and then it gets judged based on the final product, right? There's so much potential in this game, and it's been going on for so many years. I want it to live out its greatest potential in Nick's vision, in whomever else's vision. But the thing is, if it's diverging from a path that would make it an effective game, it could be a beautiful From the Depths. It could be whatever From the Depths is. It will be a beautiful From the Depths, but will it be a beautiful game? In the way I'm saying, will it be functional? Will it be playable? Will people want to play the game because it's fun or not? That's what I'm concerned about. That's what I'm trying to find solutions for everyone. I'm not trying to fight with everyone and say your opinion's wrong. In fact, if you comment on any of my videos, or if you look at anyone who's argued with me in any of my videos, I've been very, or I hope I've been very respectful with everyone. If I haven't, please tell me. I'm trying to find compromises so that the people who enjoy the game for what it is right now aren't affected by the changes I'm proposing. At the same time, all the players that either don't want to play it, have no current interest in the game, or have left the game, I'm trying to bring up changes that would bring them into the game. You know, make it more strategic, make it more fun, more engaging, more of a game. I've been trying to tell the devs, because I got personally asked by Nick how I would put in video, like YouTube video tutorials into the game, because they're concerned right now with teaching players, new players. That's how they think audience retention is going to escalate. That's how player retention is going to escalate, with teaching people the basics of the game. And the proposed way of doing that was through YouTube content, through putting YouTube videos into the game to watch. I said no. I said don't do it at all. I said don't put YouTube videos in the game, because that's not the game. That's not how players will learn. That's not intuitive. That's not putting the learning into the game. And then past that point, it's like I haven't been listened to. It was just a question of, oh, how would you put in YouTube videos? But then my alternative solutions aren't being discussed with me in these private conversations or otherwise. I feel like it's frustrating, and that's why it might feel like I'm even more negative than just somebody who's criticizing the game for constructive purposes, because the more I try to get through, and the more people I see that are also trying to get through and say, hey, these are my gripes about the game. Are they getting fixed? Can I expect them to get fixed? Like, is it a possibility at all? Or even looking for explanations for certain things. There's a big culture around shooting them down and trying to say, hey, no, From the Depths is okay. They're fixing it. Also this, how dare you judge a game in early access? How dare you judge a game in early access? Well, okay, let me combine that with, how dare you judge an indie game? And I know I'm putting words in an invisible mouth here, a little what is it called, a scarecrow? But here's what I want to say. It is an indie game, and it is an early access. You know what that tells me, especially as somebody who likes this game? That tells me I need to put my feedback into this game. I need to tell the devs everything I know about the game, how I like the game, how I've seen other people like the game and dislike the game. I've seen literally every single Twitch and YouTube stream and video on From the Depths you can imagine. Like, that's what I do on my free time when I'm on the toilet or whatever. Like, I text my friends. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I go on Duolingo a bit, learn some Italian or French or whatever. I skip between them. And then I go check From the Depths, because I like the game. It's my hobby. It's what I do on YouTube. It's what I keep track of to talk with you guys about From the Depths news. So obviously I'm going to keep track with it. And a lot of the times I'll see players just, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I'm frustrated. I'll see people post things online. I don't want to deal with it. I'm frustrated. The tutorials are this and that. I tried the story mode, the campaign. I don't like it. I'm out of the game. And people are just like, it's not the game for you, you know? But I say it is the game for you. I say it's the game for everyone. From the Depths could be that game for everyone with a good campaign. If they want a good story, but it's not necessary. A damn good campaign, because the campaign's the gameplay. Even though they removed it from the main section of the main menu, it seems to be the whole game has moved towards a designer-centric game development focus, and I'm trying to help bridge the gap between that and non-sandbox gameplay. I'm trying to bridge the gap between sandbox strategic gameplay. Sorry, the video just caught me off guard seeing that crash. But on that note, seeing that crash, I think I've just about spieled enough for today, and I know I'm probably going to lose 5 or 10 subs from this video. But the point of this, again, I'm saying, guys, is I'm not being a negative Nancy to be a negative Nancy. I'm trying to say, hey, guys, Nick, friendos, FTDOs, you know, I love all you guys. I'm not mad at any of you for like disagreeing with me or saying like Spud's this or that, or even not liking my content. Feel free to unsubscribe. Feel free to not be subscribed. Feel free to dislike this video. I'm here to just make From the Depths content, and I'm here to just make things about a game I love, all right? I like to make comedy videos. I like to make little cinematic videos. I haven't been doing that lately because, honestly, you know that video I made a while ago saying, hey, I'm done with From the Depths. I'm just going to release a bunch of knowledge about what I know. I'm still doing that. I'm still releasing these 10-minute builds because I'm going to put them all in a bundle. Like all you've seen so far, I've done propeller aircraft and 1 tank. I'm going to get all those propeller aircraft and make a propeller tutorial. Tank, easy. Wheel tutorial tomorrow or something, you know? I'm just trying to set it up in a perspective for you guys to say, hey, this is what this is useful for. This is how I do it. You know, it's useful for building a tank, useful for building an attack plane, useful for building a boat. This is how you do it. This is how buoyancy operates in the game. This is how drag operates in the game. This is how friction and wheels and PIDs operate in the game. I'm trying to set you guys up to have an enjoyable experience because I no longer have an enjoyable experience in this game. I no longer put out comedy videos. I no longer put out little meanie tidbits because it's just not something I'm motivated to do anymore in this game. So really, I'm sticking to my plan of a long time ago, just sending you guys off with as much tutorial information as I can and maybe a little bit of haha laughs here and there to try to keep the interest up. But to be quite honest with y'all, after this these last not even 2 weeks, the 2 weeks I've been posting videos plus these last few months I've been trying to like talk to the devs and I've been only getting negativity back, and I'm barely back to like a safe talking space with them. It feels like I'm on thin ice with them. Like Nick is super professional when he talks to me now, but just a month ago, like I'm seeing trash talk about me in a public Discord channel between him and public users. That's not acceptable. You know, I feel like I'm being ganged up against by everyone in the community. So to be quite honest with y'all, I'm giving up on FTD. I'm still doing the tutorials. I'm still doing the 10-minute builds. But From the Depths isn't something I want to do right now. Computer games isn't really something I want to do right now. This YouTube channel isn't really something I want to be doing right now. If anything, it's just something to occupy my time and brain, and it's quite an exercise for getting back into. I mean, I'm getting back into school right now, and being at home is kind of a drag. So this takes up a good part of my time. I like to have nice, quality, friendly interactions with From the Depths because it's a nice game that I enjoy. I'm not trying to be negative. I've ranted for quite a bit here. I think I'm just going to end it here, guys. Anyway, this has been Spud Cubs with sort of an informal rant video just about negativity in the comments. But you know, what do you guys think? I don't know. I'm not really trying to. I'm still gonna. I know I'm going on a rant here, but I'm not trying to bait comments when I ask you guys about like, hey guys, what do you think about this? I just want to know what you guys think. You guys are like my pals, you know, my subs, It's not like I'm trying to be like, hey guys, subscribe, like, remember to share the video with everyone. Remember to twist your nipples if you don't. Remember, every unsubbed user is a dragon in the world, and you should avoid them completely. No, like, just I'm here to make content. You know, have a buoyant day.